Good morning, wherever you are. It's time for the Monday Minutes. I'm Kristen Paul. I hope you all had a great weekend. Of course, we have Jan with us as always. I want to do a special shout out this morning to our friend Lori, who is having some pretty serious medical issues right now. She could use your thoughts, prayers, good vibes, whatever you got to spare. Send it to our friend Lori. Shout out to you, Lori. God bless you, girl. All right. Did you have a good weekend? We had an interesting time this weekend in Keithsburg, Illinois, which is right on the Mississippi River. And it's an interesting place. Keithsburg has had three major floods, 73, 93, and '08. And Lord knows how many before that they just never even kept track of. It's kind of weird because you'll have a building, three open lots, a building, a half a block with no lots on it, no buildings on it, no houses, and then a house, or just floods do some damage, man. Oi. Anyway, we're going to talk about the haunted 1861 Masonic Lodge in Keithsburg. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the lodge is owned by Jill Shelley, who also owns the Boyd House in Boyd, Minnesota, which we were at last year. But what I wanted to talk about today, well, first off, let me back up the truck just a little bit here. I wanted to talk about the picture that I put up on the page. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out. You know, locations we always like to do a final walkthrough before we leave in the morning. Good morning, Lori. I hope you are well and able to see my ugly mug this morning. Thank you for joining in. We had a picture that I had taken in the lodge, and to me, it sure looks like I caught a shadow person standing in front of the curtain. Now, I sent the picture to Jill, and she emailed me back that she didn't know what she was looking at. Oh, now, I didn't say anything when I showed the picture to my wife. She picked it out immediately. So take a look on the page. It looks like I captured a shadow person the morning before we left. Throw in your 2 cents. Did I? Didn't I? Looks like it to me. You be the judge. All right. What did I want to talk about today? We're going to talk about Keithsburg, but I'm going to save investigation results until I get a chance to review a few things. So I think next week's Monday Minute, we'll touch on that a little bit. This week, I'll have a chance to at least take a look at a few things and see if things are what they are. What I wanted to talk about today is equipment malfunctions, failures, and destruction. all at the Keithsburg 1861 Masonic Lodge. So now, is it para? Is it coincidence? Well, if you know me, and many of you do, I'm not a big believer in coincidence. Never have been. I've always been the type that believes things happen for a reason or a purpose. Sometimes it's a lesson. Sometimes it's just spirit fucking with you. Did I say that? I guess I did. It's my minute. I can say what I want. Anyway, I'm going to tell you two situations that happened this weekend that were definitely kind of WTF situations. Now, we had just done a DR60 session up in the, I guess you'd call it the main hall, the main meeting room. I don't know if Masons have a certain name or thing they call it, but that's what I'm going to call it. We definitely got some full sentence answers, and I had answers to every question I asked. I asked a total of 10, 11, 12 questions, maybe. I don't remember exactly. That's kind of not the point of where I'm going. So we go back downstairs, taking a little break. And there's a room downstairs right off the kitchen, kind of a bigger room. It's got a bunch of tables set up in it. I'm going to presume at one time maybe this was like a little dining hall, maybe way back when. I don't know. That's not the point. I ask a few questions downstairs. DR60 is functioning flawlessly as always. Now, I've had my DR60 for quite a few years. It's been to just about every state that I've gone to since I've got it. In fact, it has gone to every state I've been to since I've got it. Now that I'm thinking about it. And I have never had any issues with my DR60 functionality wise. And I'll admit, my DR60 looks like it's been through the war. You know, the finish on it's kind of worn off, and some of the printing on it you can't read too good anymore, but I know how to use it. That's irregardless. We are down in this room, and I'm about to ask another question. We are on file number 15. And this thing freezes. It's in record mode. None of the buttons are functioning. The wheel up in the top corner that you use to control things, not functioning. It froze, so I froze. Now, you know, the DR60 is, you know, either you love them or you hate them, and there are some haters out there. But the DR60 has been very good to us over the course of time and has presented us with more EVPs than any recorder I have ever. If I took all my recorders that I have, and I have several, the DR gets more EVPs in one night than all of those recorders combined. And I'll admit, things like my Zoom, my H1, a lot of people have got them. Still in my case. Ever since we went to body cams, I don't even use it anymore. Don't need it. We'll talk about body cams on another day. But the DR60 freezes, and I'm thinking a multitude of thoughts at this time. First off, I'm kind of freaking out because I got a pretty good idea on what it's going to cost to replace it. Oh, you don't want to have to buy a DR60 unless you already got one. The fact that this thing froze right in the middle of a session struck me as kind of odd because I've never had an issue with this thing before. So, I'm thinking, well, what am I going to do? Now, a lot of people don't know this. In fact, a lot of people with DR60s don't know this. DR60s are kind of like security system DVRs in a lot of ways, from the standpoint of the fact, and a lot of people don't know this, there is a small internal battery in them. And what that battery does is it maintains the memory in the unit in case of battery failure or switching batteries or, whatever you're doing. That unit right there, this one right here, that's got an internal battery too. And when that battery dies, it will not keep your internal memory if your external batteries die, okay? I also know that if I pull the batteries out, I'm going to lose this really good session that I did up in the hall. What am I going to do? I decide, let's take it outside. Let's take it off the premises. I take it outside, and I'm still thinking, what am I going to do? I get this idea. I'm going to pull one of the external batteries out, not both, just one, just to see if that doesn't unstick the stuck, unfreeze the froze. And my fingers are really crossed that I don't lose all my files, and the fact that I still have a working unit. Okay, I pull one battery out, and I guess my angels were looking out for me that day because I put it back in, and everything worked properly, and I didn't lose my files. Amazing. Now, was that para? I don't know. We've all seen it. I mean, if you've been investigating for a while, you've all had battery drain scenarios. On our last investigation in Berlin, we had 5 body cameras, and the audio settings were changed on all of them. 2 are Dennis's, 3 are mine. We've used the same settings since we've had them. We've ran them for a few years now, set the settings way back when, never messed with it one time, not once. Was that para? 5 cameras. 5, not 1, 5. All right, back to the DR60. The DR60 is now functioning properly. I have not had an issue with it for the rest of the investigation. So you tell me, freak accident? Something para? Just a quirk, malfunction? But it's never happened before, all the years I've owned it, and I've had mine for quite a while, okay? Opinion. You tell me. All right. Let's get to part two of equipment. Now we run two different camera setups. We run an SLS and an XLS. Okay. Ugh. I got to think now. Were we running the SLS at the time or the XLS at the time? I guess inconsequential to the story. Okay. We had used the unit several times through the course of the evening. The key factor is, if you've ever seen an XLS or an SLS set up on any of the shows, they're always in some kind of bracket, and there's the mount with the Xbox deal on the front and the battery, and everything's on a mount and hooked together. Sometimes they're on kind of a handle. We mount ours on a tripod because you can rest a tripod on the floor, because believe it or not, even though that's small, walk around with one once for an hour. They get heavy. We had used it in multiple locations throughout the Masonic Lodge. Used it all night. Never took the tablet out of the mounting apparatus. Never touched it. Never. Not once. We're going to do our final walkthrough, and we're going to go into the basement. I am ahead of Dennis, so Dennis's back is to me. This is a very narrow set of basement stairs. I can't say how wide it is, but you would never get like a washer or a dryer down these stairs to put in the basement. Never. Never going to happen. These stairs, although I don't think these stairs are that old, they're concrete. They're in really good condition. Nothing's cracked or broke that way. They're safe to walk on, but they are narrow. So you got to kind of watch your step, especially when you're an old guy like me, because I don't heal so quick anymore. All right, so I'm going down. I've got the DR60. I think, as I recall, I've got my Sony IR. And we're just going to do a little, final session, final walkthrough in the basement, see what happens. I'm already maybe 5 steps down the stairway. I can hear Dennis coming behind me. I hear a noise. I hear an explicative, and I see the tablet flying past me, going down the stairs. The tablet does not stop on any of the stairs, but it sure did bounce off one or two of them going down and lands face down on a concrete floor. We flip the tablet over, and although the tablet is technically still on, we'll use an air quote here, the tablet is on, but it does not respond to anything. It is non-functional. It is junk. Now, once again, that tablet was on the mount all night the night before. We never touched it. We never moved it. We never altered it. Nothing. How did the tablet get dislodged off the mount and fly down the basement stairs in Keithsburg? Coincidence? Para? Now, I will add, just to make things a little more interesting, there was a session that we had done in the basement the night before. And the session hinged around a scenario in Keithsburg in 1953 where a 67-year-old gentleman, kind of a nutbag, I think, maybe somebody demonically influenced, I don't know. But he had a thing against young people, shot a teenager with a shotgun, killed him, and shot two other teenagers, although I don't know if they got hit from the same shot. You know, if you know anything about shotguns, you know, it's not like a bullet going straight. It's as pellets come out of a shotgun, they kind of expand. So if you're standing, let's put it this way, you don't miss a lot with a shotgun. You're going to hit something. Okay. We had done a session the night before attempting to contact a young man that got shot. We did appear to make contact with him, but also contact with the man that shot him. Now, he was an older guy, although younger than me. Okay. 67. Okay. Younger than me. I know I'm incredibly young looking. Thank you. But and we kind of laid it out on the line with this guy. I'm not going to bring up names, but if you go to Keithsburg, Jill has got a really neat loose leaf ring binder book there with all kind of history of the lodge and all this. You can read the story in that book. She's got a stack in her stuff about that thick. She had to put some work in to do this. She did not do that in 10 minutes. So was this spirit maybe pissed off from the night before and knocked the tablet out of the mount? Is that possible? Maybe. Maybe no. So you tell me. Coincidence? Equipment failure? Which I'll add as a caveat. There is another tablet that we use. After this session, we went back upstairs and put the other tablet in the mount. The mount functioned normal, lockdown normal, was not loose, was not sloppy, no other issues. So did the gentleman that we confronted for doing the murder, who, by the way, committed suicide 3 days after he did it, did he knock it out of the mount because he was pissed off that we had confronted him the night before? Coincidence? Put an opinion down below. I'd be curious to know people's thoughts on this. That's what I got for the Monday Minute for today. Thanks for joining us this morning. Thank you, Lori. That being said, if you got a question or a comment, you know where to put it. Something you want me to throw 2 cents in on. You know where to put that, and you know I'll give it to you. That being said, peace out.